friends, it's Unicorn Princess here, and this is a new camera. So you guys know that I've been filming on my phone for ages. My GoPro just kind of stopped working, which was really sad because I didn't even have it a year before it stopped working. I do not have luck with technology, but I've been saving up money for my holiday and saving up a little bit extra on the side for the possibility of getting a new camera. And I was lucky enough that Paula works in like a second-hand gadget-y place, and they got in this camera, and then I got a discount because I traded in my GoPro and yada yada yada. So I ended up getting this camera, which is a Nikon. I can't remember all the details. It's a Nikon Coolpix something something blah blah blah. But importantly, it's an awesome camera. It has a flip screen, which is what I'm looking at right now, so I can actually see myself vlog stuff, and it's got, well, Paula has a tripod that I can use, so we're hands-free and it's awesome and I'm very excited. I have a thing going on with my lip. I don't know if you can see it. Sometimes when I get really ill, my lips dry out like crazy and it gets all gross and weird, so just don't pay attention to it. I've been unwell consistently, and you know, I've not been very happy actually. You know, I've talked about loads how last year sucked, and this year's been pretty difficult so far as well, but it's kind of moving in the right direction, which is what I'm most happy about. So I figured that today what I might do is make like a well-being video. So I'll give you a little story first. So obviously you know everything that's been going on in my life pretty much, and I've been finding it really difficult to feel positive and like energized, and I've been totally lost for ideas creatively just because I've not been in a super good place. And the way that I've been has been rubbing off on some of the people around me. It didn't occur to me how much my attitude was affecting other people, even just being as negative about life as I have been, and I have been very negative recently. I'm not saying that it's not okay to talk about what's on your mind and if you're bothered and like confide in your close friends and everything. Definitely not. That is a good thing, and that's not what my friends are saying either. They have been very supportive of my difficult time, but what I realised was I wasn't doing myself any favours. I've been bringing myself down. The health stuff is not something I can change, really. It's just kind of an unfortunate situation that is what it is, and I can't do anything about it other than what I'm already doing, except for change my attitude about it. And this sort of came to me yesterday, and I thought, right, okay, I need to sort out my attitude to try and help me and to try and help out the people around me so that we can all be a little bit happier. So here are my top 10 tips for being happier. Point number 1. Happiness is all about you. Essentially, it starts with you. You can't look for happiness to come from other people or from other things. You have to start from within, so to speak. So my first point of advice would be to explore yourself and talk about how you feel and what you're going through. Talk to friends, get a therapist, speak to anybody that will listen and care, and try and figure out what it is that's bringing you down. If you do some self-exploration, it can be kind of hard and it can take some time, but you will eventually figure out the things that are making you feel unhappy. And once you've identified the things, you can work on the things, and that is step 1 to being happier. Step number 2, arguably a very hard step, but after the self-discovery stuff, you might find that there are people in your life that are directly responsible for how unhappy you are. And there's really only 2 ways to deal with that. One is to try and talk to them about it, have an open dialogue and see if something can be changed, or, you know, just make them aware of the situation. But if that's not possible, your only other option is to cut them out. Just get rid of them. There is absolutely no point in surrounding yourself with people that are ultimately responsible for making you feel totally miserable. And sometimes it turns out those people have been in your life for a long time. Sometimes they're people that were once very important. But at the end of the day, if they are not contributing actively to your happiness, you gotta get rid of them. Point number 3. This is something that I've been struggling with a lot because things have changed in my life. I have become aware of the things that are bothering me. I've done step 1. I have kind of unwillingly cut people out of my life because I realised that they were not contributing good things. Step number 3 has been really difficult. It's finding balance. It can be really hard to maintain your positivity levels if you are totally burned out. If you are doing too much, or you're just too stressed, or you've got too much on your plate, it's hard to find the energy to feel good about anything. And for me, with all my medical stuff, I've been feeling really low about not being healthy. And in the back of my mind, the idea that not being healthy means that I'm not useful, or that I'm not strong physically or mentally, or that I can't contribute. So I've been running myself ragged, trying to act normal, do all the things that I think I'm supposed to do, and do more on top of it, and I've just been bleeding myself totally dry. And the counter to that is finding a balance. You don't have to do everything, and there is no normal. You have to just figure out what is enough for you and what is too much for you, and then simmer it way down. I have found myself getting a lot less stressed because rather than sitting making a to-do list that says, oh, I've got to do all of my college work tonight, and I've got to get all those extra hours at work, and I've got to do all of this gym stuff for several hours, and then I've got to blah 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 blah. Rather than making a list like that, which it's impossible. It's stupid. I'm making lists that are like, tidy up my room, make sure to eat dinner, have a shower, and then like do one college assessment, the most important one tonight, or at least write the draft. And then even if it's something really stupid, like remembering to eat, ticking it off makes you feel really good about it. And then you can look at your list of ticks and go, ha, I did loads today. Point number 4 is something that I take very seriously, and it's about surrounding yourself with positive memories. I find it really hard with the state of my mental health, which kind of comes and goes in waves, to always remember that I am loved. And that sounds kind of sad. But when I'm in a really bad place and I'm feeling really low, I need to remind myself, and I don't always have the power in that point in time to just remind myself. So what I do is surround myself with positive memories so that I don't have to go looking for it. It's just right there in front of me. You can see all over my room there are pictures and photo boards and everything like that, just with me and my friends having a good time, doing all the things, hanging out with my sister and stuff like that, and just having it in my space around me really helps me when I'm feeling really low. And you guys probably know, I've talked about it before, that I love scrapbooking. I scrapbook everything. And hold on, I'm gonna get my scrapbook. So this is my big main scrapbook. I have been putting in every sort of major important event since I was 23 in this book. So, oh no, actually since I was 21. So that is my 21st birthday stuff. It's just like cards and things. I got a lot better at doing it, so let's skip forward to... This is my 23rd birthday. It's one of my favourite pages. We went to an adult indoor soft play area, and it was the best. Every year Paula draws me this stupid unicorn inside my cards for my birthday and my Christmas, and I love him so much. He doesn't have a name. Maybe you guys could name him for me. It needs to be stupid because he's so stupid, but look. He's my favourite. He makes me so happy. Okay, so this is 2 pages from Puro Land, and there's like 4 pages. Point number 4 is really important to me, and that one works really well for me. So surround yourself with memories and pictures and just anything, any event that makes you happy. get it up on a wall somewhere. And when you're feeling really low, it'll remind you that you're not alone and that you are loved and that there are times where you have been happier and you can be happy again. And that's definitely what it does for me. Point number 5 is a simple one in theory, but it's really hard in practice. Make the small things count. Basically, I've written down, make big the little. So it's daft things for me, like the weather. So because Scotland's so dark often and rainy, and the weather today is horrific. If you can hear things in the background, it's the weather. It's terrible. So if I wake up in the morning and it's sunny, that is a little thing that is a big deal and it has a big impact on my mood. So focus on it. Make it even bigger. Sometimes it's just like seeing things that make me happy. If I can find a video of this somewhere, I'll put it in so I can show you. The seagulls here do this amazing thing. I'm sure they do it everywhere. I'd never seen it before I moved to Dundee though. When all the seagulls are on the grass, they do this thing with their feet that looks like they're dancing on the spot. And I've only learned a couple of years ago that it's to mimic the sound of rain so that the worms will come up to the surface and they can eat the worms. But it is the cutest heckin' thing I have ever seen, and it just, every time I see it, it makes me laugh. Just focus on the little things in life that are sort of readily available and really focus on them and make them a big deal, because they're the kind of things that are likely to be there every day that you will not notice that you should, and it'll make everything better. Number 6. Give out what you want to get back. If you want people to be nice to you and pleasant to you, be nice and pleasant to other people. Speak to other people the way that you wish that they would speak to you. Because if you're grumpy when you leave the house and you're grumbling at everybody and you're kind of like pushing past people in the street, people will give that back to you. Not everybody, but a lot of people will. So if you can just project out to the world what you want to have back, it's much more likely to come back to you. And that's part of the reason why I like to wear colourful, happy, rainbow things, because that's what I want to project and that's what I want more of in my life. So if I'm doing it, I'll hopefully get it back from other people as well. Number 7. Perspective shift. It's a complicated feeling, but the way that you see things 9 times out of 10 is a choice. And if you choose to see them negatively, they will be negative. And I know that that sounds stupid, like if I'm looking at war negatively, then it'll be negative, but if I look at it positively, it'll be a good thing. No, that's not exactly what I mean. Take my health as an example. Factually, it kind of sucks that my health sucks more than other people's health. Obviously that's not great, but if I spend all my time focusing on how awful it is and how it's not fair, yada yada yada, all this is hard, why me, which is what I've been doing, it just makes it huge, and then it's my whole life. And that's all I see. It's the projection thing again. I'm projecting how awful it is and how unhappy I am and how unfair it is, and that's all I'm seeing around me. And it was only when I started thinking, how do I help improve everybody's mood? And I thought, God, you could start with improving your own. And the more I thought about it, the more obvious it seemed. My health has sucked for years, for a long time. This isn't news to me. The only thing that's new about it is that I know what to call it now. So like, there's no reason for me to make it such a huge deal in my mind. It doesn't have to be a huge deal. So I just need to change my perspective. It's not, oh my God, my life is terrible, this is so unfair. It's instead, we're working on it. We're making progress for the first time in my life. I'm understanding myself way more than I ever have in the past. It has tested the people immediately around me for the strength of our bonds, and they were successful, if that makes sense. So the friends that are closest to me have stuck with me and helped me and talked me through it. It's just more proof that the friends I have right now are the right people. And like with relationships as well, some people might have left, you know, some partners might have gone, oh, that's too much for me, I'm gonna go. And that hasn't happened. In fact, the opposite has happened. It's just been a much more huge showing of support and connection, and I'm here for you. And those are great. So what am I doing? Why am I making it such a big deal? Focus on the positive and change your perspective. Number 8, I think. You guys know this. I've been in different types of therapy for many, many years. And right at the very start, I was doing a version called CBT, which is actually a fusion of 2 therapies called cognitive and behavioral therapies. This is about changing what you think and what you do, because it can have a massive impact on how you feel. If I'm lounging at home because I feel really bad, like today, I was in my placement at school today and I woke up in a lot of pain and I had a lot of red flags saying it was going to get bad, but I went in anyway and it just got worse and worse and worse, and then I got the shakes, and that's roughly about the time where I have to go home. So I did, and I went to bed and just kind of writhed in pain for several hours. And when I started to feel a little bit better, I got up. I could have just sat there and thought about how half of the day is wasted and how today's placement day doesn't count because I had to leave halfway through and feel really bad about it. Or behaviorally, I could get up and get dressed and put effort into the way I look and do something with my time now that I'm feeling a little bit better. CBT is all about changing your behaviors and changing the way you think about things to try and improve the way that you feel about it. Do something different that it'll make you feel achieved. It's made me feel achieved. Doesn't look like it right now, but I am in a lot of pain. I'm actually sweating a lot right now, and I still kind of have the shakes a bit, but I got up and I fixed my hair. I did something new with my hair. It's all twisty and poofy, and I put in things and I put makeup on. Originally, yes, I put makeup on to hide how greyish I look, but I feel achieved now. I feel like I've done something with my time just because I got up and got dressed and put my makeup on, and now I'm making a video. So behaviours changed, and thinking about how I could use my time rather than thinking about time that I feel like I've wasted is just thinking about it differently, and it makes me feel better about it. I'm not focusing on the negative, I'm focusing on the positive. Number 9, it's another big one. You have to spend a little bit of time figuring out what your values are. What are the things that are important to you? Recently, again, I have had a change in values, and it's made me feel so much better. What other people think of me, despite how much I protest against it, has mattered to me more than it should for a long time. And whether people thought that I was strong and capable and all of that jazz was really important to me, and I was really struggling with not being well because I didn't feel strong or capable, and because I couldn't make myself more well, I was just focusing on how not strong and not capable I am, and those were like massive values to me. So I just kind of felt like I was failing at life, until one day I was sitting there thinking, what is strong though? Does strong just mean physically capable? No. I know plenty of people that I think are very strong that couldn't lift weights. My mum is one of the strongest people I know, and I'm not sure she could do deadlifts. not at this point in her life anyway. But strength isn't just about the body. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought about how many emotional roller coasters I've been through and experiences and how I've come out the other end, my value of my own personal strength changed. And it stopped just being about my body and started being more about my mind and my determination and my ability to recover. So find out what's really important to you, what values are really key in your life, and really think about it, because it might not be what you think it is at first. Point number 10. My last point is to make it work. I said in a previous video for New Year's resolutions or something that I was going to make 2019 work for me, and that's exactly what I mean. I'm going to make it work for me. You have to accept that you don't have control. really you don't have control over anything. We make ourselves feel like we do, but we don't. So there's no point in trying to hold everything under control. But you can make things happen for you. So if you want your life to be warm and bright, which I do, when I live in a country like Scotland that is often very dark and very cold, I can't make the weather change, but I can make my surroundings change. So I put in a lot of effort to making my rooms and my house and everything reflect as much warmth and brightness and cute homeliness as I possibly can. I do the same thing with my clothes, the same thing with my appearance. I build environments to reflect what I want to see in the world, and that's part of making it work for you. It's hard, I am a student, I am poor as hell, but you make it work, you find a way. Okay guys, that was my top 10 tips for being happy. Sorry if it was a bit rambly. I hope that it helped. I hope that what I said made some sense. You may notice I've got some big alpacas in the background here. I am selling these guys. If you go on my fan page, you'll see them. My yellow one here still has tags on and they're super cute and I love them, but I need the money. So if you would like one, just go into my fan page and you can have one. Anyway guys, if you like this video, please give it like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that jazz. Check out my Patreon and the links below and my Facebook fan page, and I will see you guys next time.